Talk UK. Pro B's.
You see the shadow boxing? Mike,
Joey.
hey there, Mike.
Once again. Hey, I didn't recognise him when he stepped to the building, but it's all corporate, man.
Just
by the master genius, Mr. Tunde Ajayi. How are you?
Not fun. Doing well.
It's been a hot minute. How long has it been in person since I last saw you?
It's at least 6 months, I guess.
Wow.
Could even be longer than that.
Wow.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time. The corporate look today. Businessman.
It's a press conference. It's not a road conference. It's a press conference. You got to play the part, do the job.
Yeah. Look, it's been, I think, so long that we forget some of the things that have happened over the past 12 months. Obviously, look, Anthony Yarde's had a difficult time. He hasn't been back in the ring yet, but this is an opportunity to make that step back towards the world level.
Yes, sir.
What's the whole mindset right now?
Well, as you said, it has been a tough 12 months for Anthony in particular and for the team. But things happen in life, and we don't want to keep on being reminded about the past. We just want to focus on the future. And for myself as a manager and trainer, I'm very happy to see Anthony back in the mood he is. Back sparring even though we don't spar. And it's just wonderful to have the young man just being himself again and training diligently every day in the gym. Great to have Anthony back.
Yeah, last time we did something via Zoom, you said there was an assassination attempt. Reflecting back, was it exactly that, or?
Well, no, I don't. Listen, I think everyone, when they're going through stuff, they react based on how they're feeling at the time, and it did feel that way at the time. With lockdown and everything, I think it was added pressure. But the main thing is that once you overcome that period, that you go back into who you really are. And I've always been a person whereby I don't blame no one for nothing. I just take life as experience. It's a journey. And having that mindset is what brought me to where we are today. But life is full of bumps, ups, downs, lefts, rights. So we deal with it the way we can deal with it at that particular time. But absolutely, I'm back to my best, ready. I feel like fighting now.
Do you know what? It's crazy because look, man, people really wanted Anthony Yarde to bring a new trainer,
Yes.
And as a trainer, that's all you're hearing. That's obviously been a tough time for you as well, having to deal with that the whole time.
Well, not really, because one, I'm confident in myself. One, I'm confident in the job that I've done with Anthony, that I continue to do with Anthony. And people have to understand, myself and Anthony, we're like a family. It's not really the normal trainer-fighter relationship. It really is that, that family unity that we have, not just me and Anthony, but our whole team. And so I was never worried about that. My main fault was always that Anthony is right mentally, dealing with such, a huge amount at one period, within a 6 months period. So my thing was always that, make sure Anthony's fine, check up on him, because he's a man, he knows how to deal with things, but it's something that we'd never experienced as a team. So I was never worried about what people were saying on the outside. In fact, I was challenging it, which was a mistake. Because you know me, but I love a fight. I love a fight. But this is a time where I had to, because of Anthony, just hold my corner, be silent, and just put myself to one side and focus on how Anthony is feeling. Because I don't know. but I know that it was a very tough time.
But as you've probably seen right now, since that fight in December, anytime a fighter loses now, it's not just Tunde, they're calling for the trainer every single time now.
Well, it's been like that it's like that in football. You know me, I always equate boxing to football. And if a football team loses, the manager gets the sack. it's just simple. You understand? You're not doing the job.
Abramovich, replacing Frank Lampard.
Exactly. The difference is football is a team sport where you can point the fingers, and boxing is always a man that is up for the chopping block. But as I say, I think the beauty of our team is that everyone focuses on their individual role, and then we come together as a unit and as a team and say, what could we have done better? What could I have done better? And we rectify it. I think myself and Anthony, Yarde'S, and the team and the new addition, James Cook, have really set a precedent. Because Anthony's had 2 opportunities to leave. Russia, where there was a lot of calls, and now the Arthur fight. But Anthony looked at himself, which is what I've always told us all to do. Look within yourself, see where you can go better. To me, it's not complicated. For every cause, there's an effect. So you just have to look at the cause and just work on making a better outcome and having a better effect the next time around. Don't blame people. It's not about that.
You mentioned James Cook brought into camp also as well. I mean, what's the chemistry been like amongst the team now?
James is a joker, but fantastic individual. One we all look up to. Former British, European super middleweight champion, MBE, very well respected and very knowledgeable. So having someone like that amongst us, it's only going to grow. It's only going to benefit Anthony, number one, but it's going to benefit me because it's an extra pair of eyes, and now we're in a situation whereby it's not all me. I can turn to James and say, James, what do you think? We've never had that. Remember, we as a embryonic team got to the top of the mountain on our own, without any advice, without any keyboard warriors saying anything. We done that as a team without these so-called expert trainers. And so if we can do that on our own, adding someone with so much experience and so highly respected in the sport of British boxing, is only going to benefit us. So we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a great... James been in the gym with us. He's very, very impressed with what he's seen from Anthony, and he knows Anthony. He knew Anthony, he knew Anthony from before Anthony turned professional. So it's good. I'm happy because I can now look at James and ask James, what do you think? How can we grow? How can we improve? And 2 batteries are better than 1.
Obviously, look, we saw the Billy Joe Saunders fight. He brought in Ben Davison. People question 2 senior trainers in the corner. I mean, what have you guys kind of discussed to, try and overcome that?
Well, I think when you've got young people who are being brought into a team, young people have egos. So no young man ain't joining my team. Because if you're young, you've got aspirations. You want to be the one to set the trend. With James, we don't have that. We have a man that's been there, done it, got the T-shirt, and has nothing really to prove to anybody. His achievements speak for themselves. So with James, it's a thing where I don't need to look over my shoulder worrying about him whispering in the fighter's ear, yeah, come with me, you should have done that. That's not the case. James is family. So it's great. I don't know how many times I can say how great it is to have someone so experienced in the corner of us.
All right, lastly, obviously Anthony Yard is on the bill July the 10th, but so is Lyndon Arthur.
It's our bill.
Everybody is basically, looking forward to a potential rematch between the 2.
Yes, sir.
Is that what Frank Warren's sort of done to try and put you on the same show so that it leads to that big rematch?
Well, listen, Frankie Blue Eyes. You can't test Frank Warren. Frank Warren, he knows what he's doing. He's been in the business for so long. so much experience. He's done everything in a sport, and I have one thing. The reason why I think that myself and Frank get on so well is because I never undermine him. I never try to outthink him. I don't try to outsmart him. I let him do his job. When myself, Frank, and Anthony met, Frank said it. You do your job, Anthony does his job, Frank does his job. And that's it. So whatever Frank's got up his sleeve, he looks sharp there today. Got the loafers on, Gucci loafers. Well, Frank's sharp. So, you know, Frank's got something up his sleeve. But we've seen it before when two fighters are on the same bill, which are geared up for the rematch. So we'll see. The main thing is that's not my focus. The main thing is Atra, and we'll deal with him. And then we'll see what's next.
Final words to the haters, the trolls.
I know. Merry Christmas. That's what I've got to say to them. Listen, man, up, down, positive, negative. It's just a part of life. And you just decide what side. There he is. Frank. wait, you go with him. Frank? Come. The man himself. You see the suit? Wait.
Hall of Fame promoter Frank Warren in the building.
Okay. Greatest man in the sport.
I was just
sharp.
saying,
I'm trying to be like him one day, but we'll get there.
You will be like me one day. You'll be old.
Frank, have you told Tunde your tailor?
My tailor? I've got.
Don't let the secrets, Frank. Don't let the secrets out.
Gentleman
YouTube.
called Tom Sweeney I go to, and sometimes I get some made at Ralph Lauren's.
Oh wow.
Right,
so
We'll
that's
get
two
there.
of them, yeah.
All right.
So I was saying, obviously, look, we've got two of your star light heavyweights on the same bill,
Yeah.
Arthur Yard. Can you tell us about a rematch down the line?
Well, they both, hopefully, and I've got my fingers crossed, I've got everything crossed, they'll come through their fight and then they're going to fight each other, aren't they? That's what
Yes,
they're going to do in the autumn.
You heard it there.
That's what's
All right.
going to happen.
All
Big
right.
fight, and, you know, and there's a lot at stake for them because there's the number one spot there now. So
Yes,
the
sir.
winner's going to wind up getting a shot at the world title.
Potential fight with Joseph Jr. down the line.
So it's going to be, you know, it'll be interesting, really interesting time. But I bet it's going to be a cracking fight. I think next time round it's going to be something a little bit special.
All right.
But they've got to get through these fights.
First things
They're
first.
fighting unbeaten fighters, both of them. Aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And people are calling this the shockdemic because there's been plenty of shocks over the past 12 months.
Well, there has been. So now, but we, you know, that people are talking a lot. Well, I want to see the real thing, and that's what we're going to see. On the 10th, we're going to see the guys back in action, and you know, we're going to see some fireworks on the show. It's terrible. Like, you know, we was expecting we was going to have a full house with the tickets and that. And last night, when the Prime Minister said there's a problem, extending the lockdown, that's a big blow for us. So we're working on that, and hopefully we're going to try and get the event as a test event, like they're doing with Wimbledon, where they're letting us a full house there on the same day.
Yes.
And also
My birthday,
the Euros.
10th of
Your
July.
birthday? Oh, well, everything's happening, isn't it? 10th of July, that's a bit of a day, that.
Good stuff.
All right, gentlemen, thanks for your time. Thank you.
Good
Pep talk. Thank you.
Right, young man.